Hey y'all, it's your girl, the real deal Lanita's Gives Reaction channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, real deal, what's going on? It's a Friday afternoon. Yes, evening, night, noon. Now, we're going to get to this Brian Kohlberger, the 4 Idaho student case. Now, I'm going to need y'all to help jump on this case with me, and not only the Kanika Jenkins case, okay? Because these cases involve young adults like Kanika, okay? Now, it's some new evidence has been removed from the Idaho home, y'all. House. It's some new evidence. Let's check it out.
Idaho students were brutally murdered. Surveillance cameras in the neighborhood captured crucial video which led to the arrest of the suspect. That video shows a white Hyundai Elantra passing by the victim's home several times before parking. Tonight, we return to the scene of the crime to retrace the path to gain a clearer understanding of how and when the killer entered the home. I'm Vinny Politan. DNA is great evidence, but it does have some limitations. We know DNA can put a suspect, a criminal, at the scene of a crime, but it's always circumstantial evidence. It doesn't prove the case. It's not direct evidence of the crime, but you can put that criminal at the scene of the crime. So it's very powerful, but has limitations. Because if you obtain DNA at the scene of a crime and you have it on a murder weapon or some blood that's on the ground, whatever form you have it in, that's fantastic. But you've got to find the source, so you have to compare it to some other DNA. And if the suspect you're looking for is not in the DNA database, there'll be no match. There's no match. If that suspect hasn't been arrested before, hasn't put their DNA into the system or had their DNA placed into the system, then you've got DNA, but you've got no match. So, you've got so many unsolved cases like that. You have the DNA, but the person's never been caught doing anything, and they're not on 23andMe. That's why you need a suspect, someone to compare.
So what you're saying then, hold up. So what this man here saying is that they are going to eliminate the DNA. The DNA in this case is very important because blood was all over the house. The blood is connected to the killing. You need that evidence. That does matter. If you take the DNA from it, how can you prove that Gold Brian is your killer? If you remove the DNA, something ain't right.
So I said DNA is great, but has its limitations in solving a crime. Now, cell phones, these days, great evidence, digital footprints, what people are saying and doing and texting on their cell phones, amazing insight into the mind of a suspect, into the mind of a criminal. You know what they're thinking, what they're doing, what they're saying. You can also track where they are if they have their cell phone. But there are some limitations. First thing is you can turn your cell phone off. All right, you're going to go commit a crime. I'm going to turn it off. I'm not going to have it on when I go to commit this crime. That way, they'll never track me there. Or you can leave your cell phone at home. We had a criminal defendant in a death penalty case who did that. Left his cell phone at home and used that as his alibi. Investigators found his burner phone, though. He was convicted. But again, cell phones, absolutely amazing evidence.
True.
But has some limitations.
That's right.
How about surveillance cameras? There are no buts about cameras. None. And the reason I say that is the camera shows you what it shows you. You can see it happen. If there's a surveillance camera that shows and records the crime, that is direct evidence. Better than an eyewitness. Better than an eyewitness, because you don't have to, you don't have to rely upon someone's memory. You just roll the video. Take a look. Who is it? What does it show? What did they do? Where did they go? When were they there? Fantastic evidence when you have it. Now, in some
Exactly.
cases, it may not be the direct evidence of the case, because it may not show you the crime itself. But it may show you where someone is at a particular time, or where a car is, where someone is walking, when they were walking. Just like DNA, surveillance video can place you at or near the scene of the crime at the time of the crime. The great thing about surveillance video comes with a timestamp as well. DNA, not so much. Now, in this case, in Idaho, investigators have put all of these different types of evidence together and pieced it together and revealed it to us and to the defendant in the probable cause affidavit that outlined part of their case. The evidence that they believe proves that this defendant committed a quadruple murder in Moscow, Idaho on November 13th. Videos, cell phone, DNA, timestamps, very, very specific timestamps. And Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter took that probable cause affidavit, put it all together, and lays out the prosecution's timeline.
The family of the victims and millions around the country have frantically searched for clues about what happened on the night Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogen, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle were brutally murdered.
It's the big pigs.
Cause affidavit provides some answers. It lays out a timeline of what prosecutors say happened during those early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. At 2 a.m., all the roommates are home after a night out. Kernodle's boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, is also at the house. The address is 1122 King Road. At 2:47 a.m., Brian Koberger's cell phone allegedly shows he's traveling south through Pullman, Washington. And right then, the phone stops recording to the cell network. The affidavit states police obtained numerous surveillance videos from homes and businesses that capture a white sedan on November 13th. It's 3:26 a.m. when video captures what police say is Koberger's 2015 white Hyundai Elantra traveling westbound on Indian Hills Drive. This is 5 minutes from the victim's home. Starting at 3:29 a.m., home surveillance videos caught multiple sightings of that same car passing through the King Road neighborhood. Around 4 a.m. is when surviving roommate Dylan Mortensen wakes up to the sounds of what she believes is Kaylee Gonzalez in the room directly above her playing with her dog. Dylan says a short time later she heard who she thought was Kaylee say, "There's someone here." Dylan looks out the door of her bedroom and doesn't see anyone. At 4:04 a.m., Koberger's vehicle returns to this area for the fourth time. It turns on Queen Street here, moving eastbound past the crime scene in this direction. Past these apartment complexes, police say surveillance video picks up that white car making a turn. Then the vehicle heads back this direction towards the crime scene. At 4:12 a.m., Xana is using the TikTok app on her phone. At an unknown time, Dylan Mortensen hears what she believes to be crying coming from Xana Kernodle's bedroom. She opens her bedroom door for a second time, sees nothing, but hears a male voice saying, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At about 4:17 a.m., a security camera from this residence picks up distorted audio of what sounds like voices or a whimper, a loud thud, and a dog barking. The affidavit states that at some point, Dylan opens her door for a third time to look because she hears crying. This time, she sees a man in black clothing with a mask covering his mouth and nose. It's 4:20 a.m. when surveillance video again allegedly captures Koberger's vehicle. This time, it's seen leaving the area, driving away at a high speed.
They have this timeline.
Okay, real deal. Let's talk about this. Okay. You got your DNA, you got the cell phone, you got the camera. What else they got? DNA, cell phone, and the camera. And you got another witness that's still alive. Now, did y'all know that Cole Berger allegedly went him and Zayna, Zayna, sister, went to the same school. They went to the same school, college. Now, I was thinking, allegedly, what did these four people do? Let's put it like this. If Ethan wasn't there, why was these three people attacked? And the first thing I got to thinking was, were there any money involved? Any drugs involved? Any owing anyone involved? Something happened to involve them, but so happened he was there. Now, DNA is very important in this case because you have blood. In his blood you should be able to identify the killer's blood. Unless you don't know what you're doing. Unless you can't. Now hold on, listen to this.
Description of what that the eyewitness gave of the person they saw walking through the house that night.
Jose, let me just cut you off there for 1 second. Jose, I got to sneak in a quick live trial on Court TV. Mark Jensen was convicted of murdering his wife with antifreeze.
There, but this is eastbound towards the dead-end apartment buildings here, where he would have then turned around and come back down. But that's a view from this home to the road in front of it with the car passing by in the front. Here's inside the vehicle view. So this is us driving from King Road to Queen Road. And again, on the right side, you will start to see the crime scene come up on the right side. So this is the view driving eastbound on Queen Road towards the dead-end apartment buildings. And on the right, you're going to see here the crime scene home. This is all the investigators' vehicles that were here earlier today, collecting those mattresses and boxes, and you would continue on, of course, going straight to turn around and come back. But that's a view of what passing by this home would be. And then again, this is video collected from these neighboring homes in this area, pinpointing this white Hyundai Elantra that they say Brian Koberger was driving starting at 3:29 a.m., making these passing drive-bys, Vinny.
Quick question, because I don't want to get to the rest of this as well. As you drive past and you see those windows, are you seeing?
Absolutely. So there's one way in and one way out of this road. So this is the only way in to this home. This what you're looking at right now. Again, moving eastbound on Queen Road. You're going to see the house come up on the right side here. What you're going to see is you're going to see first the front door of the home. It's going to be hard because there's going to be all the law enforcement vehicles in front of the home. But you have the first floor with the front door where they're going in and out, and that would be one of the roommates, Bethany, on that floor. The second floor, if we have the front of the home, the second floor, the right window on the second floor would be Xana Kernodle's room, where Xana and Ethan would be. This would come up the living room area. On the back side of the second floor room, this living room area would be Dylan Mortenson's room on the second floor, Vinny. That gives you perspective.
Okay, real deal. Okay, if Brian was driving up the hill, the young lady said that you can see Zayna room, okay? Brian sister knows, Zayna's sister knows Brian. They go to the same college. What look like to me, he's watching Zayna window. Why do I think that Zayna was targeted, but Brian didn't know what room she was in. But if Brian didn't know what room that this girl in, why did he kill everybody else except for Zayna? Y'all, real deal, y'all tell me what y'all think about this case and be honest. Don't worry about what I say. Think about the case, okay? All right, y'all. I'm out.